This program is brought to you by Tinkatrocious Toys Camo Troopers. Now you see them? No you don't. G'day and welcome to the RetroTinker. Today we're going to be fixing up something totally awesome, this 1985 Masters of the Universe Fright Zone playset. This thing was a very generous gift from my buddy Wayne, who thought it would make a fun project for me. So thanks Wayne, I really do appreciate it, mate. Now this Fright Zone is very nearly complete, however everything on it needs some kind of repair. The gate is broken in multiple places. The floor trap is broken on one side. The tree is broken in several places. I actually have two trees. One is complete, although broken, but I have all the pieces for it. The only thing that's really missing from this set is the Fright Zone monster that comes out of the cave here. So we'll have to do something about that at some point too. Anyway, let's get to work and see what we can do for the old Fright Zone. So we're going to start with the easiest fix first. This is the floor trap mechanism. It's just a simple hinge part that you can close up onto the foot of any unfortunate adventurers. But as you can see, the pin is snapped off on this side. I found a piece of plastic that's just the right diameter. So I'm going to drill a little hole into there, glue in a metal pin and glue this over the top. I might be able to use some plastic weld and actually fuse the two plastics together, if they're compatible. Yeah, this will be a nice, quick, easy one. Good. I'm glad that there was that bit of reinforcement behind it, so I had something to drill into rather than just the thickness of this plastic here. Now I'm going to super glue a piece of this pin in, and then we can glue a piece of the plastic over the top, and then I'll paint a bit of plastic weld around it and hopefully fuse the two bits of plastic together. Yeah, and it should be nice and strong. The glue's set and that seems nice and strong. Yeah, let's chuck him in and see how he went. Yep, that works beautifully now. That's awesome. And because it's underneath, I don't think I'm going to bother to paint it or anything. Yeah, that was a nice, easy fix. Happy days. Okay, next up we're going to fix the gate here. There's going to be yet another drill and pin repair. This one's a little bit more complicated because there's not as much material to work with. I still have the piece that was broken off here. It looks like someone super glued it at some stage. You might be able to see the traces of glue right there. So I'll have to clean off this super glue, and I'm going to try to use this plastic cement here to melt the two pieces back together. And then on the back here I'm going to add some extra reinforcement, so hopefully it won't snap off again. To do that I'm going to use some of this 1.2mm polystyrene. I'll cut a couple of little brackets and we'll plastic weld them all together, and at the end we'll paint everything so it won't, hopefully, won't stand out too much. Both hinge pins are snapped off here. They're supposed to go into these holes on the main part here. So to repair it, unfortunately I don't have the original pieces, but I do have some scrap plastic. I believe these are both parts of old pens or something. So we'll be drilling and pinning, and somehow I might have to build up something here as well to reinforce the joins. Yeah, we'll see how we go. I'm kind of just going to make this up as I go. Frankly, I'm just grateful I managed to find plastic the right size to go into these slots. Anyway, let's see how we go. Wish me luck! Alright, so the first thing I need to do is scrape away the old super glue on this, otherwise the plastic cement won't bond. I'll just scrape some away with the craft knife here, maybe use a bit of sandpaper, maybe a bit of acetone, make sure it's completely clear. Then I should just be able to use the plastic cement and refuse these pieces back together. Then we can make the reinforcement for the back once that's all cured. Right, now they're nice and cleaned up, let's give it a healthy dose of plastic cement and yeah, and join these pieces back together. Yeah, once it's cured, we'll work on a reinforcement so it won't snap again. Alright, we're going to leave that to cure. While it's curing, we'll cut a couple of little gussets for the back here. We'll trim up these pieces of plastic for the hinges. It's all coming together. Those are glued in place. Let's give it a bit of a test fit. So far so good. Okay, looks like I have to shorten the bottom one a little bit. Not much though, only a couple of mil. Excellent. Once more. That's perfect. Oh, I gotta love that. Success. Awesome. Well, now that I'm happy with the placement of those, I'm going to reinforce all the joins that I've just done. These two here, I'm just going to build up some more super glue and baking powder and do the same thing, cap the ends. And as I said earlier, this one here, I'll cut some braces out of polystyrene sheet, and hopefully that should reinforce it nicely. Awesome. Let's see how we go. That's not the prettiest at the moment, but it's certainly strong. I've still got some tidying up to do up here, and I'm going to come in later and I'm going to put some milliput around these just so that I can make it look a bit less bodgy, and then we'll paint up where we've worked to hopefully get something close to a matching color. I'm just going to put this aside for a while the plastic cement cures, and in the meantime we'll move on to the next thing. Okay, as I said earlier, I've got 2 trees. This one here on the right is pretty much complete. So I think I'll just be able to essentially plastic weld everything back together, and it should be fairly strong. Probably won't be the strongest without pinning it or anything like that, but I think I'm going to take my chances, and we'll see how I go. If they break again down the track, then I'll drill them and pin them and redo it. But yeah, for the time being, I think just a bit of plastic cement will do the trick. For most of it at least. On the main part of the trunk here, there's actually a piece missing. Once everything's glued back together, I think I'll fill that hole with some milliput and just try and sculpt and match that wood grain as best I can, and then hit it with a bit of paint, so hopefully it won't stand out too much. The tree on the left, I don't have any of the missing parts for it, so originally I was planning to fix both trees, but now as I've sat down and I've got it out, I've realized I probably don't have enough milliput to do it. I was going to drill a hole in here, shape the branches, wrap some foil and milliput around them so that I can sculpt it up, but I don't think I have quite enough to do the job, or if I do, I'd be shortchanging myself on another job. So I think I'll just put this one aside for now, focus on the main tree, and yeah, we'll see how we go. Now, to try and make the job easier, I think if I undo the screw at the top here, then the whole lot will come apart and that'll be easier to work on. So yeah, we'll give that a shot. Okay, it doesn't entirely come apart. You would have to split this bottom piece at the join if you wanted it to fully apart. But yeah, I don't actually need to work on this part because it's actually in good shape. So yeah, that's lucky. Alright, I'm going to give the plastic cement a try here. I think I'll do this in 2 stages because it wants to spring apart. So start by gluing up the parts where it's sitting nicely naturally, and then once that's set, I'll put more plastic cement around up here and pull it together and close up the join. Hopefully the plastic cement reacts well with this particular plastic. If not, I'll use super glue or whatever I have to get the job done. Yeah, let's get to work. Yeah, so the plastic cement doesn't work on this plastic. I had been wondering because this plastic has a very different feel to the stuff I was working on earlier. So yeah, looks like super glue it is. so I couldn't quite get this gap here to close. I guess from all the internal stress, it just won't let it close. So I'm just going to fill that crack with super glue and baking soda, and that'll help strengthen this joint anyway. Yeah, I doubt it'd stand up to too much knocking around being just super glue, but yeah, we'll find out, I'm sure. That worked pretty well. I ended up using the baking soda to fill that hole up there. I don't even think I'm going to bother coming back with the Miller putt. I think by the time I put a bit of paint on that, that'll just look like an old knot hole or something. It's definitely not 100%, but it'll look alright. It'll certainly look better than what it was before. Here is an example of just how fragile this plastic is. It's even cracked up the length of the bird. And that's quite a substantial piece of plastic. It's fairly solid, and yet it's still cracked. So I don't even think I'm going to worry about drilling and pinning any of this. I think I'll see how we go just with the super glue alone, and it should be all right as long as I don't, drop it again or disturb it too much. I reckon it should all hold pretty well. If it breaks again, I'll deal with the consequences later. It's not looking too bad, at least from the front. On the back, I decided to put a bit extra super glue and baking soda as reinforcement, which is not the prettiest thing in the world, but it should help strengthen that joint quite significantly. One I couldn't do it on was this joint here because there was no hollow space in the back. So yeah, I'll see how that one goes. I really didn't want to invest the time to drill and pin these things because this plastic is so fragile that if I drill and pin it here, it's likely if I do knock it, it's just going to snap here anyway. So it was one of those choices where you think, do I want to spend the time to do this, or do I just see how I go just with the glue itself? And yeah, I think this will work pretty well. Obviously, I'll tidy up the back a bit once all this glue's had time to set nice and strong. And then hit it with some paint so it won't stand out too much. But as it sits on the shelf, like this is the front, so you won't be seeing any of that stuff on the back anyway. Yeah, so I think it'll do nicely. Anyway, we'll let the glue set and come back to it later. All right, now that this has had some time to cure, I can start to tidy it up a little bit. I need to shave a little bit off here and there. And then I'm just going to mix up some Miller putt and I'll pack it into these areas and smooth it all off so it kind of looks a bit more intentional. Just doesn't quite look like a dog's breakfast. once that's cured, I'll give it a quick sand up and then we'll be ready for paint. Yeah, I don't think it's going to look too bad. Plus the milliput will add a little bit of strength to the joins as well, so I think this will work out alright. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back.
New from Tinkatrocious Toys, it's the Camo Troopers Castle Camo Lot playset. The evil Lord Creep and the Techno Ninja Clan have overrun Castle Camo Lot and taken Princess Invisibella hostage. It's up to Axel and Camo Force to save the day.
Save me, Camo Force!
Silence, wench!
Ow!
We have to rescue the princess. Quick, get inside before they close the drawbridge. But once inside, the Techno Ninjas spring from the shadows and close off the escape. Oh no, we're surrounded!
That's right, you fools! I knew you'd come running to rescue the princess, and you fell right into my trap.
Did we fall into your trap?
Or did you fall into ours?
What the? Axel! I should have known!
That's right, creep. I was camouflaged as the princess all along. Camo Troopers, throw this piece of trash in the dungeon.
Curse you, Camo Force! You haven't seen the last of Lord Creep and the Techno Ninja Clan!
And I'll see you coming every time, dirtbag. Princess, Castle Camelot is yours once again.
Thank you so much, Axel. Now, can I have my dress back?
No. Camo Force has saved the day once again. Camo Troopers Castle Camelot playset in stores now. Camo Troopers playset, figures and vehicles all sold separately. Batteries not included. Camo Troopers. Now you see them? No, you don't. From Tinkatrocious Toys.
Alright, everything's had a quick sand. I'm not being too fussy there. Yeah, I guess now it's time to paint. They're looking pretty good. I'm particularly happy with the tree. From a distance, I don't think anyone's going to actually pick that it's been repaired at all. The colour I mixed up is a little bit darker on the repairs I've done here, but you're not going to see much of them anyway. So yeah, I'm pretty damn happy. Alright, let's throw the gate in and make sure it all still works. Yeah, it works really well. It did knock a bit of paint off here. I was expecting that, seeing as it was a fairly tight fit. Yeah, it's not going to bother me too much. Yeah, it is what it is. But the mechanism itself works really well. Yeah, happy days. Well, now we've got all the repairs done, we can start putting things back together. Okay, the tree's back together. It's looking okay. It doesn't quite line up right at the bottom here. I'm starting to think that this has been stepped on and squashed, because that would explain why it was so badly out of shape, I think. I'm not going to do anything about it, though. It's good enough for me. The squeezing function still works on it, so yeah, it's all good. It's going to look just fine on the shelf. Right, the Fright Zone's back together, and it's looking good. Now, to test out that trap mechanism, I've asked our good friend Skeletor to come and give us a hand. So, thanks, Skeletor.
Oh, you're quite welcome.
Yeah, whenever you're ready, mate.
Okie dokie. Oh dear, I seem to have dropped my keys down that crack in the ground. Oh, Beastman,
Yes, my lord.
would you be a lamb and fetch my keys out of that hole there?
Right away, sir.
I can't see any keys, sir.
You'll have to look closer. They're right down there, trust me. I'd get down and look myself, but, you know, my arthritis.
I'm still not seeing it, sir.
It's a trap, you fool! I don't even have keys. Aw.
You know what? That was really mean.
Oh, come on, it was funny.
Funny. Look what you did to Beastman.
Oh, he'll be fine. He just needs to walk it off.
Walk off a decapitation? Are you insane?
Hey, you're the boob that wanted me to test out the trap.
Yeah, I thought you were going to use your staff or a stick or something, not one of your henchmen.
What are you even worried about? A warm bath, it'll be right as rain. Won't you, Beastman?
Yes, sir, I think so.
See?
Right, whatever. I'm not letting you out of there until you've had a good hard think about what you've done.
Oh, man, there's nothing to do in here. Could you at least leave me something to throw at the wall?
Here you go, sir.
See, Nate? Now there's a forgiving spirit. You could learn a thing or two from Beastman. Thank you, Beastman.
No problem, sir. I can't even with you two. I'm getting out of here.
And a 1, 2, 3, damn. Beastman, bounce straighter.
Sorry, my lord.
And 1, and 2.
And there we have it. That's the Fright Zone all fixed up. Now, I still need a Fright Zone monster, but unfortunately, that's all the time we have for this episode. So keep an eye out for a video in the near future. We're going to be making our very own Fright Zone monster. Once again, big thank you to Wayne. This was a fantastic project, and I'm so glad to finally add the Fright Zone to my Motu collection. Cheers, mate. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, leave a comment, give the old algorithm a tickle. It all helps, and I really do appreciate it. An extra big thank you to my Patreon supporters. Your support means the world to me. If you'd like to support the channel directly, you can find the link to my Patreon in the description. Again, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope I see you in the next one.